Now, how many of y'all feel that culture is built through big initiatives, like grandiose gestures where you just like say, you know what? I'm at the mountaintop. I'm casting this vision. We gonna do this right now. uh yeah, there's some moments that can move that way. There are some ways, movements in our history where we've seen some big event has occurred, and all of a sudden it's just shift the way that our culture lives. But what if I told you that culture is built on the small, everyday moments, not just the big, grandiose gestures? Let's break it down in this episode. So in this Leaders Lens, Shift Your Lens episode, I want to talk about what does it look like for us to demystify the fact that like big initiatives are what helps drive culture, but it's more of the small baby steps and everyday moments that are the foundation of this culture change shifts that we see around us. The daily interactions that we have with people is what helps shape that. Now, we have to be mindful that sometimes those daily interactions do lead up to a grandiose moment, right? Like, like, let's consider the fact of a person who is constantly asking people, "Hey, how are you doing? How's your day? Hey, how are you doing? How's your day?" And just engaging that way leads to a grandiose practice and a policy to say, "Hey, every time you walk through the door, you're going to ask, how are you doing? How's your day?" Right? Or we notice, and then we see this on the negative side, where there has been some marginalization of identities that have occurred on a very small scale in relational individual perspectives, and that leads to some institutional exclusion that has occurred based upon your identity, based upon your who you are, and that changes the way that our environments are shaped, right? So we have to put our emphasis on the daily interactions that we have with people, and that adds to the way our culture is set up. Yes, we can have the company values. Yes, we can have the policies and procedures that are written down, but how we bring those to life is shaped through the relationship that we have with one another. So we have to be able to be mindful of what our interactions look like, and to ourselves and to the people that we work with on a regular basis. So from a positive way, if we want a powerful way to shift the way that we see ourselves in the culture, what I want y'all to do is to change your language to move from I statements to we statements. I statements to we statements. Now, this is a slight shift, and there are many ways we can shift this down, and we'll probably do other episodes, but I want to focus on this one right here. The language that we use when we talk about initiatives or engagements or collaboration or the work that we do, it needs to be collaborative to show that everybody has a hand in doing this work. If there is an I or there is a you statement and a directive that is given, like let's say, for example, if you said, "Hey, I need this to be completed. Like I need you to do this work right now," right? That can kind of feel a little bit like edgy. Like I like what you want me to do. Like you ask me, you just like coming out here giving directives, and you might not even be somebody who quote unquote has organizational power to give that directive. But what if you switch that statement to be like a we statement, saying, "Hey, what this is an effort that we're trying to get done. What could we do to get this to make this happen?" That invites a partnership. That invites a collaboration. That helps somebody feel like, okay, they want to work with me, and that enforces that safety, the psychological safety, that they're not coming to attack me, or they're not telling me that like there's like strong dictatorship energy right in this. It's like we want to work together to get this done, and you have a skill set and a strength to be brought to this space to help get it done. So let's get it done. Like let's make it happen. And this also builds empowerment as well, to show that, again, we all have a role to play in executing this initiative, and we can work together through our strengths to get that, to make that happen. So what I would hope is that in this statement, and we'll talk about some other ones as well, is that if there is an effort that you hope to get accomplished, if you're a person of authority in your organization, what does it look like for you to shift your statements from like, "Hey, I need you to do this," to "How can we work together to get this done?" What I did some quick research on this, and there's a project. Aristotle from Google has talked about that teams that prioritize this inclusive communication really builds up that level of, again, psychological safety, that empowerment, that productivity, motivation to get the work accomplished collectively. When you utilize that, it shows that the vision is just bigger and the work is just bigger, and everybody has a hand in accomplishing that, and it's not bigger than just a directive. So what takeaway I want you to take away from this episode: in your conversations, find a way to integrate and sprinkle in this we language. You know what I'm saying? Find a way to say, hey, how can we work together to get this done? Or what can we do to accomplish this? Or even if you were to rephrase it, I would love for your input in this. Help me understand. Or what do you think? Right? Like, you have to figure out from a Socratic questioning way, what does it look like to build that inclusive language into your communication? And one small way, again, is the I, replacing I's with we's, and watch how that can help impact and engage your team and create that collaborative environment. Culture isn't built in a day. They keep saying Rome wasn't built in a day, but small bricks, small conversations, small interactions, daily intentional specific steps of shifting your language from to an inclusive way, from I to we, can help transform your team, your culture, and the workplace that you're a part of. If you like this, if you like these small tidbits of ways that you can help develop your leadership, I suggest help me help you, right? So, subscribe to the Leaders Lens podcast, the Leaders Lens show on your favorite podcasting app. And you can check out the Leaders Lens newsletter, where we drop these types of insights on a weekly basis, a little more depth with some research back with it as well, that you can take today to add to your leadership right now. Let's create these workplaces where every identity belongs and thrives. And let me know what you think about utilizing this particular lens shift in your leadership today.